What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Torque Spec Garage. Got a little bit of a different video for you today. Today I'm going to be doing a completely honest car review on the 2025 Toyota Camry Hybrid. I've had this car for about 4 months now. I drive it every day to and from work, like 65 miles a day. So, figured I'd just give you a no BS, completely honest review of it, what I like about it, what I don't like about it. And to be completely honest, there's not that many things I don't like. It's just little like aesthetic things that I'm like, why did y'all do that? But other than that, like, dailying it is fantastic. So let's get right into it. Alright guys, so like I said, 25 Toyota Camry. You guys know the deal. My review of the exterior, I love it. I love the facelift. Toyota usually always crushes it when they do a facelift, but for this, they just made it look aggressive. They didn't make it look boring like the other ones. The last year model wasn't bad. That was probably one of my favorite of the Camrys. I like how they did all black accents, black wheels. The badges were black on some. I don't know why Toyota didn't. Like so. They did the Camry in black, but they left the Toyota and the SE chrome. Don't know why they didn't just black it all out. But yeah, I dig it. I really, really like the way they went with the look of the new model. And guys, I'm not going to try to bore you with every little option and thing this has. That's not what this is. I'm not a professional reviewer. I just know most people that do reviews on cars, you know, they go borrow one from a dealer and drive it for 5 miles. And then, you know, they give you a review. I've owned this car for about 5 months now, and I've put, you know, 5,000 miles on it. So I'm just giving a good, honest review of this thing as a daily driver. Another thing, listen to these Buick doors. I mean, doors are heavy. I ain't even kidding. Really heavy door. As far as the inside goes, I really think Toyota stepped it up. Like, usually the inside of their, you know, this isn't the highest model, but usually, you know, the inside of their, you know, lower models aren't that nice. They're really plain, really just kind of boring. Whereas this, you know, it's got a nice digital cluster, nice infotainment. You know, it's got dual AC, 2 USB-Cs, wireless charging pad, you know, chrome pedals. I don't know if you guys can see that. Push to start. Super quiet. When I test drove it, it actually took me a minute to realize that the car was actually running, because I didn't know it was on. But I'll tell you guys right now, without a doubt, the best thing about this thing being a daily, that right there. I get 52.1 miles per gallon average driving this thing every day. There's your infotainment. Like I said, super nice. Dual climate control. But yeah, 52 miles per gallon is insane. I think, if I'm not mistaken, on average to fill this thing up, it cost me $23. Whereas my other daily that I had, it costed almost 48 to 50 whenever I would fill it. So yeah, it cost me like 23, 24 bucks to fill this thing up, and I get 580 miles to a tank. It's insane. Insane. And again, guys, you know, everything I'm going to say about this car, or everything I do say about this car, rather, you know, it's just my opinion. You know, everyone has one. It's just my opinion of dailying this thing. So, am I going to like it more than other people? Yeah. Do I like Toyotas more than most people? Also, yeah. But I just don't want anyone to be like, oh, you didn't do a good representation of the car. Blah, blah, blah. These are just my opinions. I think this is a fantastic daily driver. You get a pretty good bit for the money. Like, this car had 12,000 miles on it when I got it. Exactly. And now it has 17,011, so I've put just over 5,000 miles on it. And, I mean, I've had no issues. There's nothing I actually really don't like about it. I did notice, like, I don't know why Toyota did this. Like right here behind the steering wheel, like this little, like why? Why not just do like the little plastic housing? And that's the only thing, like interior wise, that I am not a huge fan of. I saw it and I'm like, that just looks like crap. But I'm not the design guy, but anyway. But like I said, do like how the doors and everything have the nice stitching. It's like not the hard, like tacky plastic. It's soft. So I honestly, I really do like this car. Obviously, I probably wouldn't have bought it. I'll show you guys the seats and everything. Yeah, the seats, they were kind of iffy to me at first. You know, when I first test drove it, it wasn't as comfortable as, you know, I had hoped. But after, you know, getting used to it, like I drive an hour and a half, you know, probably a day, probably an hour each way to and from work, and you know the seats, they hold you really good. They're super comfy, you know, now that I kind of got used to it and got it adjusted and everything. I don't get, you know, doesn't hurt my back, nothing like that. So we'll do a little, I'll show you guys like the comparison between the modes of acceleration and stuff. So let's get to that. Alright guys, so you have eco mode, normal mode, and sport mode. So you just toggle through the buttons, normal, sport. So I'll show you the acceleration for eco. And I use it when I first drove it, you know, I figured it's a hybrid, it's probably gonna be like a slouch and not gonna be able to get out of its own way. But I mean, this thing, it gets up and goes pretty quick for in eco, not even like joking. It goes pretty quick. Here's another guy taking pictures of his car. Alright guys, so now we're in sport mode, and by the time I made it up to that stop sign up there, I think in eco we hit 45, so let's see if sport gives you any more acceleration by the time we got to stop. A little bit more. A little peppier for sure. But also we'll go ahead and put her back in old eco mode, because that sport mode, less gas mileage. And like I said, with this being my daily, I'm all about getting great gas mileage A to B. That's all I want. And a lot of people, you know, when they talk about Toyota, all they can think about is, oh, Toyota's cheap, you know, they are. But whenever I'm buying a Toyota, I'm not expecting luxury and, you know, all that. You know, when you buy a Toyota, I think of, I want two things. I want cheap and I want reliable. And that's what Toyota, you know, is to me. Like, I'm the biggest Toyota, like, advocate there is. But their stuff doesn't cost a fortune, and it works. Like, I want something that, you know, isn't going to break the bank, and I know for a fact whenever I go out in the driveway, it's going to start. Like, I don't want to have to worry. So, like, that's my whole thing with why I always pick Toyota. Toyota always wins with me. Every time. Never even a contest. But yeah, like I said, as for the interior, nothing crazy. I love the two-tone seats. They are nice leather with the, like, little soft suede stitching up top. Super nice. Comfortable. Got that nice Buick door slam. Back seat. Excuse it's a little dirty. My daughter was jumping up and down back in here with her boots on, but luckily this stuff is easy to clean. Super, super nice. I like it. Power everything, windows, you know, it's got the automatic, like, you walk up and the doors unlock by themselves. I'll show you guys this nice power plant under here if I can find the hood latch. Shoo! 2.5 liter hybrid. And also Toyota, just my other like complaint. It is 2025. Why do we not have hood struts? Why do we still have the hood prop? Come on. Another thing this car did come standard with, is the all-weather mats, and it came with lifetime tint, so it's even got the old sticker here in the trunk. So new. This whole thing was $34,717. Alright guys, and as you can tell, like, we're out here cruising, you know, doing 55. A big thing for people is, like, can you hear a lot of road noise, you know, when you're driving? And this thing, I'm telling you, it is so quiet. It's actually shocking, because I have rode in some really noisy Toyotas, but I mean, this thing is so quiet. Like, you can't hear it running. Road noise is minimal, I would say, especially if you have the radio on. You can't even really tell. But, and like I said, this thing cruises with ease. Like, it doesn't feel like you're struggling to keep up with traffic. It can get out of its own way. So, gets my stamp of approval in that category as well. And like I said, guys, I know this isn't your standard review. I know I didn't cover even half of the buttons and gadgets and, you know, everything that this car has. So if there is anything else you guys would like to know, you know, just obviously leave it in the comments, and I will gladly, you know, tell you, show you, do another video, whichever. But this was more of just a brutally honest review of using this car as a daily driver. Not like breaking down every little thing, like, oh, they cheaped out here. They didn't. No, if you're looking, this is more of a, if you're looking for a new daily and you want something cheap, reliable, and great on gas, this is the review you need to watch. Because like I said, 100% brutally honest. That's just how it should be. You know, I would recommend this car to anyone looking for a great, cheap, reliable daily. 100%. No questions asked. But with all that being said, guys, like I just said, if you have any other questions about this car, because that's going to kind of do it for this little review video, you know, obviously leave it down in the comments. You know, I'll get to you. I'll help you, show you, whatever. I did launch memberships at Torque Spec Garage, so you can become a member of the channel now and help support it even more. So if you guys do that, you know, that'd mean the world to me. Obviously, you don't have to, though. But don't forget to like, subscribe, guys. And if there's anything I missed that you guys would like to know about this car, just leave it in the comments, and I'll tell you. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. I greatly appreciate you watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Later.